Air 7 was overhead, I should say, as officers took 3 people into custody on the transition road from the 14 freeway to the 5. The crime scene backing up traffic on the 14 for miles. Air 7 also found officers conducting an investigation at a nearby Chevron gas station on Sierra Highway. The CHP says that's where it all began. A silver pickup sped away from the crash scene. The CHP says no one was injured in the freeway gunfire.
Blueface is everybody's favourite Crip. Well, second after Michael Jackson, of course. The young LA rapper passed up a promising high school football career to sling a whole different kind of rocks with the schoolyard Crips. And to be fair, if I was a Crip, I'd probably operate in a schoolyard too, because kids are much easier to rob. Hey, maybe that's why Michael Jackson tried to join. But really, the schoolyard Crips are a blue rag rockin' set of the Crips who operate in the mid-city area of South Los Angeles. And interestingly, the schoolyard Crips famously had a historical beef going with the rolling 60s Crips that Nipsey Hussle famously repped. In fact, many people were actually offended by the fact that Blueface never made an RIP post after Nipsey Hussle died, leading many people to speculate that it was this Crip on Crip beef that had been the reason why. But many of these clout-chasing articles that were attempting to call Blueface out for disrespecting Nipsey Hussle seem to overlook the fact that Blueface had actually bigged up Nipsey Hussle in a 2018 interview before they had even had the chance to meet.
What about Nipsey, who's also obviously another famous Crip who reps, you know what I'm saying? Are you and Nip tapped in?
Not that I know of.
Not yet.
No, yeah, shout out to bro. He been doing his shit. Make America Crip again.
Facts. Yeah, super facts.
It's called research, people. But while we're on the topic of Blueface misinformation, there seems to be a lot of people out there getting his arrest record very wrong. But even after he became everybody's favourite offbeat rapper, he could not stay out of trouble on these streets. And so while many people have already covered Blueface's 2 gun charges, lots of them ain't quite got their facts straight. So welcome to a very special episode of Blueface Mythbusters. Ooh! Now, the first famous altercation to kick off after Blueface got famous was a shooting at a gas station in LA. Now, according to Santa Clarita Valley local news, a dispute broke out between 2 groups of people at a gas station at Sierra Highway and Newhall Avenue. Now, allegedly, somebody robbed Blueface of a chain at the gas station, jumped in a pickup truck and fled the scene. Now, that is not something you want to do to young Blueface, baby. Yay.
I like to kill people, so you know.
Because apparently at some point during the altercation, somebody fired a shot at the robbing party, which police described as vehicle-to-vehicle shooting. And allegedly, Blueface and his goons sped through the streets, chasing the suspected chain snatcher all the way onto the highway.
Somebody was trying to rob me, and it got tricky, so I got reckless. So I had no choice but to start, you feel me, figuring it out. There you go.
But the wildest thing about it is that apparently during the chase, Blueface and his goons lost control of the whip and ended up crashing into the center divider on the 14 freeway. And this was even covered on the local news, with Blueface looking like a young Michael from GTA with a 5-star wanted rating. And when the cops arrived, they had them straight planking. But much like GTA, it seems that all the cops actually did was take his weapons, because he quickly posted both a $50,000 bond and a boasting social media clip before duly leaving the sheriff's station.
They done fucked up and freed the famous Crip, kid. They done fucked up. Back on my bullshit. Bah!
And before you knew it, within a day, he was back in the studio blowing swishers and making bangers. But this case was far from over. This was a serious felony charge of assault with a deadly weapon. And in July of 2019, it was reported that jury service for the trial had actually started. Man, getting selected for jury duty on a Blueface trial has got to be like winning the SoundCloud lottery. Yay. Now, supposedly a trial date had been set for August of 2019, and Blueface apparently appeared in court on August the 23rd. But before that case would be resolved, the famous Crip would catch yet another case. And this is where the majority of the confusion and misidentification between these 2 cases stems from. So let's take a look at that other one now. Bah! Now, in February 2019, footage emerged of Blueface being arrested and put in handcuffs at, you guessed it, a gas station.
Blueface! Damn, Blueface! Free Blueface!
Hey, everybody over here!
God damn it, Whack 100, you better make sure that your client isn't within 200 yards of a goddamn Chevron from here on out. Blueface better be driving an electric Cybertruck or one of those foot-powered cars from the Flintstones. God help me. Anywho, the fact that Blueface had been involved in yet another gas station-related altercation had a lot of media outlets confused. Many people reported incorrectly that this was footage from the original case, or that this was a new case that also involved a chain snatching at a gas station. But that ain't what happened. No, what really went down was that Blueface and a bunch of homies were chilling outside the gas station. As you do, came for the restroom, stayed for the conversation. And so apparently Blueface was just at the gas station, hanging with a bunch of his goons, calling in fly whips, rocking their nice jewelry, and blasting bangers from their speakers. I also assume that since Blueface is balling so hard, he splashed out on some of that marked up beef jerky and USB fans for the whole gang. Gang gang. Anywho, while I have only spent a limited time in LA, P.S. go and watch my documentary that I filmed in LA. Link in description, it's actually really good. But if I know one thing, it's that flossy young men splashing a lot of cash in LA tend to attract jerk-off cops that want to come and mess with them. And that is exactly what happened. The cops turned up and everyone that was hanging out at the gas station scattered. And it seemed like there was one or two bad eggs in that group that were strapped up and ended up throwing some guns into the bushes. The cops arrested Blueface on this basis and hit him with a felony gun charge, trying to pin an unregistered firearm on him. And obviously, considering the similarity between these two cases, a lot of misinformation began to circulate regarding what was going on. In June, Blueface and his manager Whack 100 told TMZ that Blueface had absolutely nothing to do with any of the troublemakers that were there that night, saying that there's CCTV footage exonerating him and that there is absolutely no fingerprints tying him to any of the weapons that were found. Apparently the cops said that Blueface was amongst the people that were running away when they turned up that night, but Whack 100 said that Blueface was actually just sitting in his car when the cops arrived, who told him to get out. And amid some of the incorrect reporting about court dates, Whack 100 lashed out against the media and their misreporting on his own social media pages and a Breakfast Club appearance, confirming that Blueface had had his charges on the highway shooting downgraded to a misdemeanor charge only.
Now, Blueface, where are we at with these legal issues? Because I know you have to go to court next month.
We going to court for you?
Which one?
The highway shoot.
The lawyer put the gloves on and we beat another case. This is Whack 100's artist. We ain't taking no ill. That's a misdemeanor. Just for the record, for everybody to know, the freeway incident has been reduced to
the story they made up
a misdemeanor.
If you want your manager all up in the interviews, answering questions, dancing, sign to Whack 100. Anywho, a few days later, Blueface was back in the media with his Johnny Cochran gloves laced up tight, speaking out against the cops that had arrested everybody at that gas station. He suggested that they were racially profiling him and that their basis for arresting him was purely the fact that they'd heard guns hitting the ground and that Blueface had a nervous look on his face. And boy howdy, somebody must have hid the wet sign at that gas station, because Blueface and Whack 100 duly caught those cops sleeping. Because in October of 2019, the judge truly respected his crippin' and dropped those charges, with the police admitting that their video evidence had misidentified Blueface as having had that gun, and that justice prevailed through video evidence, a fair judge, and a bulldog attorney. Whack 100 and Blueface shared a celebratory snap from the courthouse, announcing that they'd had a double dismissal, getting both of these cases dropped. Yay! To be honest, when I saw this, I thought whoever that lawyer is, he must be a wizard, because it sounds like he got Whack 100 off a few charges himself.
Well, we're glad you're okay.
From Whack. This is the attorney gonna represent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is the one that brought me home several cases. So.
Well, I actually decided to look into him, and it turns out that lawyer's name is Alex Kessel. And you know you got a good attorney when he's 5-star rated on Yelp. And I guess now, after beating that case, he can add another name to that list. And so, thanks to Alex Kessel, Blueface remained a free man and was able to get back to doing what he does best: rapping off beat and catching STDs. Ooh! Free merch! Video's over, but do you want one of these hats completely free? Well, head on over to my Instagram @TrapLawRoss, follow your boy, like my merch giveaway post, and leave me a comment telling me what item of merch that you want from my merch store, what size you are, and where in the world you're based. I'm going to give away a whole bunch of free merch to people from all different places in the world, and I guess people of all different sizes, if that helps. I don't know, I feel like it's easier if you just tell me the info first, and then I can just, I have it, so I can just send you once I've got, whatever. I'm just giving away free merch. Follow me on Instagram, like the thing, comment what size and where you are and all that great stuff, and I might send you some free stuff. I'm gonna try and send out a lot of stuff, so definitely worth your time. Thanks very much for watching. Appreciate everybody's support. You guys mean the world to me, and until next time, peace out, you bish. Ooh!